Hello, everyone. I found one of those books I was telling you about by Lauren Long. She's one of my all-time favorite authors and illustrators. I fell in love with Otis the first time that I read him, and she has about 5 or 6 Otis books, so hopefully we'll be able to add all those books onto my list of books to read to you all. So, Otis by Lauren Long. Some of these pages turned out a little fuzzy, so I'm going to try my best to read them. Otis and 3 little ducks. For Tracy, Griffith, and Graham. I wonder if those 3 ducks are Tracy, Griffith, and Graham. Wouldn't surprise me. Illustrators are so clever. There once was a friendly little tractor. His name was Otis, and every day Otis and his farmer worked together, taking care of the farm they called home. Otis liked to work. But after working hard all day, Otis was ready to unwind and play. He would ride the rolling hills and skirt Mud Pond down by the corn. He would leapfrog bales of hay and explode through the haystacks. Wow. Makes him look very human-like. On occasion, he would chase a rabbit or play Ring Around the Rosie with the ducks to the sound of his steady put-puff, puttity-chuff. And sometimes at the end of the day, he would just sit under the apple tree and watch the farm below. And I do need to admit, the first time I read Put-Puff, Puttity-Chuff, that's when I knew Lauren Long was a good writer. Every night, tired but happy, Otis would putt-puff into the little stall in the barn that was all his. One night, when Otis was fast asleep, the farmer brought a beautiful baby calf into the barn. The calf bawled and bawled for her mother, but when the sleepy sound of a soft putt-puff, puttity-chuff came from the next stall, the scared little calf stopped bawling and drifted off to sleep. Look at her craning her neck over to see her new friend. From that day on, the calf started following the little tractor. Wherever he went, putt-puff, puttity-chuff, she followed him over the rolling hills and down by Mud Pond. She was right behind him, leapfrogging bales of hay. And the calf made their games of Ring Around the Rosie all the better. So it looks like he does the rings, and the ducks follow, and the calf just watches him. Sometimes at the end of the day, the 2 of them would just sit together under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Otis loved his little calf, and the little calf loved Otis. Then one day, the farmer surprised everyone with a brand new yellow tractor. "Time to move out, Otis," the farmer said. He took Otis out of the little stall in the barn that was all his and parked him back behind the barn. Then he backed the big yellow tractor into the stall next to the little calf. This is the beginning of the sad part. But the little calf didn't like the big yellow tractor. He had a deep rumbling snore that shook the stall when he slept. There was no one to purr the little calf gently to sleep, no one to spend her days with. And Otis could not even see his farm. All the weeds began to cover his tires. His friend often sat with him, but she could not get him to play like the old days. Again, she makes those objects look so human. He looks so, so sad. It was early summer when the farmer discovered a poster. "Who has the prettiest calf in the land? Judges will decide at the county fair and award a fancy blue ribbon to the winner." The farmer knew the answer. He would show the little calf. But on the morning of the fair, the little calf was nowhere to be found. She had wandered down to Mud Pond by the cornfield to cool off. When she waded into the muddy water, her feet sank. With every step, she sank deeper and deeper. The little calf was stuck in Mud Pond. "Get the hands," the farmer shouted when he saw her. All the farm hands came running with their ropes, but the more they tugged, the more stuck the calf got. "Get the big yellow tractor," the farmer shouted. "He can save her." But the big tractor just scared the little calf. She sank in deeper and deeper. Nearby farmers began to gather. They're being too aggressive. She's getting scared. "Then call Fire Chief Douglas and the fire truck," the farmer shouted. "They can save our little calf." But the sight of the big red fire truck startled the little calf in even deeper. The farmer was fit to be tied. If the farmhands and the big tractor and even Fire Chief Douglas and his fire truck couldn't save the little calf, who could? Suddenly, the little calf's ears perked up. Over the hum of the growing crowd, there came a faint sound in the distance. A soft rhythmic purr, put, puff, puttity, chuff. The crowd turned and looked. The sound became louder, put, puff, puttity, chuff. And all at once, Otis puffed from around the barn. He turned and headed straight toward Mud Pond. Look at her ears. She's so excited to see him. Otis puffed down the rolling hill and puffed right up next to the muddy water's edge. The calf heard her friends puttering puff, puttering purr, and bawled. It was something like a hello. Then, to the sound of his gentle chuff and the amazement of all the people in the crowd, Otis slowly began to circle the pond. What does this remind you of? Remember when he used to make those tracks in the grass? When they were playing Ring Around the Rosie? Yes? He circled, and the little calf turned and turned, never taking her eyes off of her friend. So look in the first picture, she's very far away from him, but she starts to look at him and follow him, and then she gets a little closer to the edge, and then he comes farther on another circle, and she's even closer to the edge, and then she doesn't even realize it, but look at her. She walked her way all the way out. With each ring Otis made around the mud pond, the muddy grip loosened until the calf was able to stumble out of the pond on her own. The two friends had found each other again. Yay! Everybody's applauding. Oops, I'm so sorry. Oops, how do I go back? There we go. Otis led the calf right down the dusty road toward the village, and everyone threw flowers as they went. Following them into town, it looked like a happy parade. No one needed a fancy blue ribbon to tell them that the calf was a special calf, that Otis was a special tractor, and that the two of them were special friends. They do have a parade. From that day on, the farmer discovered that with Otis's puttering purr beside the chicken coop, his chicken laid more eggs. At milking time, with Otis's gentle chuff nearby, his cows produced more milk. On occasion, Otis even got to join the farmer and the big yellow tractor out in the fields. But often at the end of the day, Otis would just sit with his friend under the apple tree and watch the farm below. The end. Isn't that a beautiful picture? So look at that. Otis just became part of our hearts. And you're going to love the rest of the stories. I'll find them and I'll read them. Until next time.